I'm attorney Justin Ziegler of JZ Helps, a Florida injury law firm. Today I'm going to talk about some Florida injury settlements. These are injury settlements where someone else was at fault and caused an injury. These happen to be my settlements. This is a case where a motorcycle rider received $445,000. That was the total settlement. This is the truck that hit him and he fractured his tibial plateau. That is the part of right below the kneecap, the top of the tibia, your lower leg bone. One of the things that's interesting with that claim is the opening offer from the insurance company was $100,000. When I asked the insurance adjuster how much he had reserved or set aside for the claim, he told me $100,000. And with the documentation that he had that I provided to him, very little changed, but we ultimately settled the case for $445,000. He had surgery to his tibial plateau. He also fractured one of his fingers and had surgery to that too. He had the pin removed from the finger. However, the hardware that was inserted in his lower leg, the tibia, was stayed in there. I resolved the claim for a pedestrian for $325,000. He was hit by a car in the Grove in Miami-Dade County. He actually, after the crash happened, he fractured his lower leg again. The tibia, the difference is his tibia fracture was in the middle of the lower leg. He had this device called an external fixator placed inside his lower leg. After he was released from the hospital, stay of about 5 or 6 days there, he had a rod drilled through the bone, called an IM rod, drilled through the bone of the lower leg, and that remained in his lower leg. So you can see already the first two examples with large settlement figures they both involve surgery, and that's a theme you're going to see as I go through some other settlements. Actually, going back to the last settlement, one thing that's unique with that is my client, he did not live in Florida, was from outside the United States, and he wasn't even aware that when he rented the car, he had purchased uninsured motorist insurance. He had no idea. In fact, I asked him whether he purchased uninsured motorist insurance. He said, no, I didn't purchase any insurance. We were able to discover an extra $100,000 in uninsured motorist insurance. We settled a claim. We worked with another law firm on this claim. It was a cruise accident case. However, I'm not allowed to discuss the facts with you. The settlement was confidential. This was for a very nice client of mine who I still keep in touch with. We settled his case for $300,000. He was he was inside a supermarket. After he paid, he walked here to exit. He went straight, and we claimed that there was dirt on the floor there, some substance on the floor that caused his slip and fall. He already, prior to the accident, as you can see, he already had a cast on his leg and he had crutches. So he had an Achilles tendon tear, which is the part of, it's the tendon in the back of your lower leg. However, we argued that the fall created complications which resulted in 2 skin grafts. And one of the reasons why that was the settlement was for $300,000 and not a much smaller amount is because he missed a lot of time from work from the accident, which we made a claim to recover, as well as his medical bills were very high. This is the front of the truck that caused our client's truck accident. My client was also in a truck. This case settled for $210,000. Our client claimed that his labrum in his shoulder was torn as a result of the accident. We also claimed that herniated discs were caused from the crash. As you can see, there's a significant amount of damage to the at-fault truck. So we argued that it was more simple to relate the fact that the crash caused his shoulder labrum tear. Travelers Insurance was the insurer, along with the business who ran the trunk, who paid the settlement. We settled a claim for $210,000 where a client of mine was eating at a restaurant. He exited a booth. The booth flipped up in the air, tipped up in the air. He landed. He fractured his hand, and although this is not his hand from the accident, or his hand, he had to wear a brace. He underwent 2 different surgeries, and we settled for $210,000. One thing very unique with that case is the insurance company offered us $20,000 even after, I believe, his first surgery. Okay, I asked them. I said, this case is worth more than that. The fair settlement value is worth more. Why aren't you making a higher offer? And the adjuster told me, I think it's worth more, but that's all the amount, that's all the authority the insurance company, his supervisors up the line were giving him. We filed a lawsuit. Immediately upon filing a lawsuit, they doubled their offer from $20,000 to $40,000. Several months later, after us taking deposition testimony of the restaurant employees, we settled for it, and them taking my client's testimony under oath, we settled the case for $210,000. This is the front of a car that we settled this case for $200,000. A very sweet lady was driving. Another car blew a red light and T-boned her. She fractured her radius, which is the bone right here. She had a plate inserted into her wrist. The other driver was insured with USAA. One unique thing about this case is the adjuster told us that there was $100,000 of available insurance to pay for my client's damages, her injuries, and it was only after I pressed them to look for additional insurance information that they let me know that there was also another insurer known as Old Dominion who had a much larger policy, and both insurance companies together combined for a total settlement of $200,000. We settled a case for a individual that slipped on a staircase at an apartment complex. He had lower leg surgery. The case settled for $195,000. This was a few years back. We worked with another law firm on this claim, and a lawsuit was filed. I really appreciate you listening to this video. Please like our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. You are more than welcome to contact us, and I'd love it if you contact us at 888-594-3577. If you've been injured in an accident, someone else caused it, there's no fees or costs if we don't recover money for you. I represent people who are hurt in Florida or on a cruise ship or boat. Thanks.